shelf cloud will be associated with the gust front out ahead of the storms. That's what you're going to encounter first when you have an organized line of storms like we've got moving through the area right now, is that darker, ominous shelf cloud. A lot of times with a shelf cloud, you're not going to have rotation necessarily, but what can happen is on the apex of these Boing segments, like we noted on reflectivity a little while ago, you might get these quick spin-ups. We had one apparently in Logan County, confirmed tornado a little while ago, southwest of Russellville, the Olmsted community with damage. And that cluster of storms is one that just moved through Bowling Green moments ago, so now heading into the eastern part of Warren County. We're watching, though, a second cluster of storms along the line that has some rotation with it, or has exhibited some rotation. That's now moving into Franklin. So this is downtown Franklin. There goes that shelf cloud's moving right over the city right now. We're going to look back here to the west and probably find some heavy rain moving into the Franklin community in short order. Yeah. We mentioned a little while ago a wind gust of 50 miles an hour has been clocked at the Mesonet station in Simpson County. So we know that the winds are strong.
Yeah, and actually just recently, sorry to interrupt you, Shane, but just recently at noon, so just 3 minutes ago, the Mesonet site in Simpson County measured a wind gust roughly 51 miles per hour. So very, very fast-moving winds. And also on the camera momentarily, you'll see on the top left of your screen, that's what we call scud clouds. That indicates a lot of moisture along this wind gust that's moving into the city of Franklin. And so what that's going to tell me is that what we've been talking about for the last couple of hours at this point is very, very strong winds, straight line winds, and very heavy rainfall. And you can see more of that scud, those little clouds that are below the base of the storms rapidly moving. Again, this storm moving at 70 miles per hour, so a very fast-moving storm.
Yeah, there's some scud there. You got a little bit there. Sometimes mistaken for a tornado. That's not what we have here in downtown Franklin at the moment, but you could tell these clouds are zipping right along to the east-northeast. Keep in mind, 5,000 feet up. The winds today humming right along at near 70 miles an hour. So these storms tapping into that wind aloft, trying to mix it down to the surface in the form of either straight line winds or a brief tornado. That will be the setup as we move into the early afternoon. We're just past the noon hour here, tracking severe weather here for you. Chief Meteorologist Shane Hollandy along with Ethan Emery. Raquel Dominguez is with us as well, and we're going to be with you into the afternoon. Keep in mind, tornado watch up for a good portion of the viewing area throughout the afternoon. Two areas concerned right now, one heading into eastern Warren County, the other in Simpson County. Franklin, you're still under a tornado warning, still need to be in a place of safety. We've had no confirmed tornado with a cluster of storms moving through Simpson County right now, but you can see northern Simpson County, southern Warren County, including Woodburn, also including Plano. You're under a tornado warning for this cluster of storms, which is right along the Simpson-Warren County line. It's moving through Woodburn right now. Woodburn getting in on heavy rain. Gusty winds crossing over I-65. Here's I-65. So you head a little bit east-northeast of there. You got the Boyce community at 12:11 for the strongest wind and heaviest rain arrival. And then Hardcastle at 12:13, Green Hill 12:18, and then the Motley community at 12:21. All within the next 15 minutes here. Keep in mind, these storms racing to the east-northeast. The latest report from the National Weather Service, forward movement at 70 miles an hour. That is awfully quick. And then beside just that cluster of thunderstorms, we have this one up here in northeastern Warren County. It's moving through Sunnyside. It is also moving through Gott right now. You've got Oakland up here. Here's I-65 once again, heading toward Rocky Hill. So this is the other Boeing segment that may have a tornado with it. We don't know that right now, but that's possible. That's heading into Rocky Hill at 12:09, Pondsville 12:10, Mary Oaks 12:16, Park City 12:19, and then the Stovall community at 12:26. Stovall is getting out here into Barren County. Barren County, not under a warning at this time, but you got a tornado warning right across the line here in northeastern Warren County that takes in Oakland, takes in Smiths Grove. So if I lived in Stovall, even up toward Cave City, Park City, which is not listed here, but those communities would be up in here into the northwestern part of Barren County. If you live there, I would be seeking shelter right now. It wouldn't be a bad idea because I would not be surprised if we get a new warning coming farther east that would take in that area around Cave City, Park City, and a portion of northwestern Barren County. So two areas we're watching here. One here is northeastern Warren County. You can see here the dark red against that light red kind of a backward C effect here. At the very least, we're dealing with strong, gusty straight line winds, the kind that could produce some damage heading into Oakland right now. Also into Smiths Grove, and there comes a new velocity scan. These update every 5 minutes. So from Smiths Grove basically down Highway 101 toward the Three Forks area, please be in your basement right now, still under the tornado warning. In the northeastern corner of Warren County, we've got 2 tornado warnings in Warren County right now. One east of Bowling Green. And by the way, here in Bowling Green, we're in the clear as far as any tornado threat is concerned right now. The warnings are to the east of the city and to the south of the city. So the other tornado warning that includes Woodburn, also Plano and Alvaton, that's for this cluster of thunderstorms here. We're looking at reflectivity, rainfall rates to 2 inches per hour, blinding downpours, gusty wind potential right along the Warren-Simpson County line. We were noting that on velocity, the backward C there, that's what we call a bow segment. Within the bow segment, there could be winds on the order of 60 miles an hour, and winds upwards of 50 miles an hour have been confirmed at the Mesonet location down here in Simpson County, not too far away from Franklin. If there is a tornado with this one, it would be close to the Simpson-Warren County line right now, very close to Woodburn. So if you live in Woodburn, Plano, over to Alvaton, Boyce, Drake, please be in your basement or in your home's lowest level. Ethan, you have info for us?
Yeah, so not much in the way of info, but I want to show a camera over in Scottsville. This is just south of that tornado warning. Scottsville, you are not under a warning, but you are dealing with some very, very strong winds. Notice that camera shaking.
Yeah.
And so we really want to reiterate that that this system bringing in wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. This looks like it's closer to 50 miles per hour based on how that camera is shaking quite a bit. The stop signs are swinging, the birds trying to fly in it, but failing at that. But this is just to the south and east of the tornado warning. Again, I'm not concerned with it, but I just wanted to show this just to kind of make the point that these storms, whether or not you're in a tornado warning, still producing very, very strong winds with this. And again, this is in Scottsville. Notice that camera shaking quite a bit with those straight line winds.
Yeah, that's impressive, Ethan, considering that I'm looking at velocity right now, not seeing too many returns out of the Scottsville area. So this is coming out way ahead of the line. We've got a new tornado warning. This is going to go for southern Edmonson County, northwest Barren. We were just talking about you a little while ago. You're now under a tornado warning in Cave City as well as Park City. That tornado warning, in fact, extends all the way east into a good chunk of southern Hart County, a portion of Greene County, southwestern Greene County to be specific, and the northern part of Metcalfe County, the center community. You're all in a new tornado warning. And what is the expiration time on that new warning, Ethan?
This is until 12:45 p.m. So that's going to be roughly 35 minutes with this tornado warning. Again, this is radar indicated, and this is moving to the north and east at 70 miles per hour. That's why this tornado warning polygon is so long, because of how fast these storms are moving. And that's another really good point, as I mentioned with the Scottsville camera, is that these storms are moving very, very fast, meaning that the winds ahead of these storms are moving very, very fast. So you want to go to your safe space, even ahead of these warnings, just because of the fact that these wind gusts are near severe limits in some of these storms, pockets of storms, particularly within these tornado warnings. I'm going to take a look now at our velocity scan to see if we have that rotation towards the Rocky Hill area. That's where I'm going to bet where there could be something. And yeah, there is some rotation.
Yeah, right there. You can see that dark red against the lighter red here, kind of a notch around the Rocky Hill area, southern tip of Edmonson County. And we're getting a little bit farther away from the radar site here, so some of these returns a little more blotchy. But this is the area I'm most concerned about, around Rocky Hill, south of Pig, and just south of the Mammoth Cave National Park area, where we did have a tornado warning earlier, incidentally, but now we have a new one. This takes in much of northern Barren County. Here's Barren County down here. The possible tornado, we don't know of one confirmed right now, but there could be one, at least a quick spin up. It would be approaching Park City at 12:13, Cave City at 12:25, Horse Cave 12:35. That's getting into southern Hart County now. The Pascal community at 12:52. That's in southeast Hart County, and then Wickerville at 12:55. So all this area, southern Hart County, you're in on that new tornado warning, including Horse Cave. It does not include Munfordville. The area of rotation looks like will pass just to your south, but very concerned for Park City as well as Cave City right now. the area here in southern Evanston County, that's what we are watching, and that is what we're tracking here with the estimated arrival time of the possible tornado. So all these communities here, if you live in Cave City, Park City, also Hyattsville in northern Barren County along 31E, seek shelter now. Tornado warning for you. Need to do the same in Horse Cave as well as LeGrand, Pascal in the path of this one, and then getting out here into Greene County far right side of your screen. You're also on the tornado warning, as we mentioned earlier, because of the fast forward movement. This thing is zipping along at 70 miles an hour. The National Weather Service extended that polygon all the way into Greene County. Now, Greene County, incidentally, you've got one area of concern there north of Greensburg right now, a bow segment going on. But the tornado warning is for this area that we're watching now, moving out of Evanston County, this cluster of thunderstorms here. That's heading already into Park City, Cave City. If you live in those places and you've not already sought shelter, you need to be doing that right now in the lowest level of your home. If you don't have a basement, make sure you're going to an interior closet, bathtub, as long as it's away from windows and glass, not a bad place to be. An interior hallway close to the center of your home if you don't have a basement, and put as many walls between yourself and the outside world that you could possibly find. And then we're getting farther east here, looking towards center and the Webbs community. Again, I noted just a moment ago, you got one cluster of storms north of Greensburg right now, but the warning is specifically for the storms now moving out of northeast Warren County, southern Evanston County, right in this area. This would be the area of concern right now. And you can see how we've got kind of a backward S shape here along this. At least some straight line wind damage is a possibility with this heading toward Cave City and Park City right now. But a lot of times with these notches that we see along the leading edge of these storm lines, we could get a quick spin up tornado. That is our main concern right now. And that would be moving into northwestern Barren County. Possible tornado could be moving right over I-65 or very close to it right now, just a little bit south of Mammoth Cave National Park, which encompasses a good portion of Evanston County. You're in that tornado warning just south of the National Park. Cave City, Park City, south of Munfordville is where this one is going to go, but it does include Horse Cave, LeGrand, and then takes in the Webbs community. And on the southern end, their center, this is Metcalfe County we're looking at here. Edmonton, you're not in the tornado warned area. You're south of it. This one's going to go to your north. But if you live in Center, if you live in Sulphur Well, please be in your basement right now. Again, we're looking at max storm HD velocity, strongest area of wind and possible tornado now moving away from the Smiths Grove area would be very close to Rocky Hill. And we should get a new sweep here momentarily that will probably show this area now moving into northwestern Barren County, closer to Park City and closer to Cave City. Here's I-65. Here's 31W. So closer examination here. You know, we've talked about Rocky Hill in this area right now, right through here. That's our area of concern. Getting into Park City at 1219, possible tornado there. Stovall at 1222, Cave City 1231, Horse Cave at 1237, then Griderville at 1239. Ethan, what do you got?
We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is not a tornado warning. However, the caveat with all these severe thunderstorm warnings is there's a tornado possible within this. And the thing with this severe thunderstorm warning, this is in northern Greene County and to Taylor County, including Campbellsville. And the wording from the National Weather Service is thunderstorm damage threat is considerable because they're tracking wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour with this particular storm. This is, again, northern Greene County, includes Lobb, and also includes Campbellsville going into central and northern portions of Taylor County. Okay, so there again is that new warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for a good portion of northern Greene County. This is north of Greensburg, and that's for the cell here that is in northern Greene County right now along Highway 569 between Greensburg and the Bloyd community. Here's Lobb. Lobb, you're in on that new severe thunderstorm warning. And then that is getting out here into Taylor County. Campbellsville in on that new severe thunderstorm warning as well. Watch this cluster very carefully if you live in Campbellsville. I would say tornado is possible with this one. I wouldn't rule it out. And you can see a Boing segment here north of Greensburg that it's going to cross over into Taylor County. And incidentally, the Mesonet site there near Campbellsville is just west of the city. It's close to the Greene-Taylor line. So Ethan, I would be very curious in the next few minutes to see what kind of wind we would receive
from that station there.
Yeah, and speaking of the winds, over at Barren County, which this is close to where that tornado warning is, as it's 7 miles west of Glasgow. This is just outside the tornado warning, mind you. Had a wind gust of 48 miles per hour. So very, very strong winds, even outside of these warnings. But again, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning into northern Greene, into northern Taylor County. Wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour with this severe thunderstorm warning, with the potential for a quick spin up. And then also we have this tornado warning now. It's beginning to bow out.
Yeah, it is.
Near the Horse Cave community, moving to the north and
Very
east.
pronounced bow segment with this. This goes from Highway 88, this is in Hart County, all the way down into Barren County. We're checking velocity here, again, looking for areas of rotation. The area of most concern right now would be, I would say, close to I-65, 31W, not far away from Park City, also not far away from Cave City, in the northwestern corner of Barren County. Here's Glasgow above your screen. Glasgow, you're not a part of the tornado warning. This is going to pass to your north, but you see that lightning strike there. Sometimes with these line of storms, especially this time of year when instability is not all that great, if you see any little bit of lightning situated around these areas of rotation, that is where we often try to pick them out. And that's close again to Park City right now. Park City right about here. Cave City up the road along Highway 90, where 90 comes out there along I-65. Strong thunderstorm activity here. This is reflectivity. Rainfall rates in the red there, 2 inches plus per hour. So you don't need to be venturing out in this. You need to be in a tornado safe space right now. In Horse Cave, you're also in the tornado warning there. Keep that in mind. This is southern Hart County. That warning extends all the way out into Greene County, the western part of Greene County. This thing is absolutely racing along at 70 miles an hour to the east-northeast. So that's going to put it into LeGrand and also toward the center community within, I would say, the next 15 minutes, given that rapid movement. Ethan?
Yeah, so this particular cell, which moved through Bowling Green earlier, did produce, it looks like, some snapped pine trees over on Cave Mill Road here in Bowling Green.
Okay.
Again, very well could be just straight line winds, because these storms, again, producing very, very strong winds ahead of them and along these storms. And looking for other kind of reports right now. I will say, behind all of this, very heavy rainfall. Even in Todd County earlier, over 3 inches of rain was measured with these storms. So,
and that's not a shock considering what we had last night with that round one, if you will. So ground is saturated. Even 40 to 50 mile an hour winds could be enough to take down some trees and possibly take them down into power lines. Wouldn't take a lot to do that. Again, a very pronounced bow segment now moving through Hart County, northern Barren County. Area of concern right now for a possible tornado, we don't know that there's one on the ground at the moment, would be up here in northwestern Barren County. So got to be in a safe space if you live in Cave City, Park City, also Highsville. Highsville, you're next in line. Horse Cave, you're also in the path of this possible tornado. And then you got LeGrand in southeastern Hart County. Here is Greene County. We got 2 warnings going on in Greene County right now. The tornado warning for the western part of the county. Then the severe thunderstorm warning that's highlighted in yellow that goes for the area north of Greensburg into Campbellsville. We got 1 cluster of thunderstorms now moving toward Campbellsville. That cluster, too, is racing along at near 70 miles an hour. So I would not be surprised if we get some wind damage reports out of Greene or Taylor counties, and that will be another area to watch over the next little bit. But again, the tornado warned vicinity right now, northwestern Barren County, and here is new data from the reflectivity, and you can see that we still have a very defined bow segment here from near Munfordville, kind of curling around into northern Barren County, just north of Glasgow. On the leading edge, you can see the tight banding here of the color scheme where you go from green to yellow to red. That's where the strongest wind is going to be rushing out from the thunderstorms. What you'll see here, especially north of Glasgow, and you're probably seeing it around Highsville right now, is that shelf cloud feature. We noted as it came through Bowling Green earlier and also through the Franklin vicinity. And with that shelf cloud, once it passes overhead, you're going to get a rush of strong gusty winds followed by very heavy rainfall. That's what you've got right now in northern Barren County. An elongated bow segment with straight line wind damage potential and possibly an embedded tornado within it. Ethan?
Yeah, so not an update, but something I'm watching is it's not even warned, but look down here near the Barren River Lake area. Notice where we have that bright red, and it's even some dark red. This is another storm that does have, looks like very strong straight line winds. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our Narrows camera. There is a shelf cloud on there, so I'll take a look at that right now.
Oh, wow, that's impressive. I'll get out of the way to show you that. That is impressive.
Yeah, so this is not warned, but it is bringing in very strong winds, and it looks like it's beginning to bow a little bit. Notice that shelf cloud, the smoothness towards the center of your screen from those clouds.
They're right there. So again, associated with a shelf cloud, there will be strong wind as it goes overhead, followed by very heavy rain. A very well-defined shelf cloud now moving toward Narrows Marina. This is over Barren River Lake, our live AAA systems webcam there. This is looking east toward that line of storms. Very well defined. Again, this is not tornadic here at the moment anyway. We're looking, though, for the possibility that there could be some rotation, could be some scud beneath that shelf cloud, it would appear, especially on the right-hand side of your screen. So we're going to watch that very carefully. Again, this is over Barren River Lake. Yeah. Very well-defined shelf cloud.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to reflectivity real quick. This is Max Storm HD. And Campbellsville area over in Taylor County, we do have some reports of damage. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that spot right now and get the velocity scan up, which tells us where there's rotation or perhaps very, very strong winds. It's kind of messy, to be honest. Yeah. I'm going to go try to get to see if there is a better. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
That's a little bit better.
Yeah, right in there, heading towards Stoloma, the Bengal community. And an update on a tornado warning, it looks like.
Yeah, here, I'll give that in a moment. Okay. But the Taylor County, this is near the Hobson area. Several structures, power poles, and trees damaged. Mutual aid is responding to this, looks like damage report, 2 miles southeast of Hobson over in Taylor County. I'm going to try to zoom in to find where this location might be. We did have a tornado warning at the very northern tip of Taylor County earlier, though I'm not seeing Hobson right now on our map. But nonetheless, though, there is damage reports now coming out of Taylor County near the Campbellsville area.
Yeah, and I'm watching very carefully, too, that area bright green. That's around Pleasant Union Church. Here's Highway 744. You got 210 right here. Strong gusty winds, damaging wind potential associated with that, and that's going to be moving toward the north side of the city of Campbellsville in the next little bit. And you can see that severe thunderstorm warning in effect there for Taylor County. Mostly the northern part of the county, does include Campbellsville, was dropped for Greene County, but still in effect for most of Taylor County. And we've got an update here on the tornado warned area. Now no longer in effect for Evanston County, but still in effect for much of northern Barren County, including Griderville, Hyattsville. You're still in the tornado warning there. Horse Cave, much of southeastern Hart County, and it still extends into the northern tip of Metcalfe County, the center community, and then out toward Greene County. That's the tornado warning updated here, and expiration time on that would be what, Ethan?
This is going to be in effect until it looks like 12:45 p.m. And this storm is moving at 70 miles per hour, so very, very
still
fast.
Hauling it.
Yeah.
So you got to be in your safe space. If you live in Pascal, Horse Cave, Griderville, Center, also LeGrand, Hyattsville, you are under the tornado warning right now. Be in the lowest level of your home, staying away from windows, seeking shelter. If you've not already done so, got to do that now around Horse Cave, Griderville. This is the area of biggest concern near Highway 70 now, close to Cave City. If we've got a tornado involved with this storm, it's probably going to be a quick spin up here, but near Cave City is where it would be right now. And then heading toward Horse Cave, here's I-65. You got 31E out here moving through the eastern part of Hart County. You also have 31W that goes from Horse Cave down toward Cave City. If you live in that vicinity, got to be in your basement or home's lowest level at this time. And then that is going to race toward Greene County, moving along at 70 miles an hour. It will be moving through southwestern or southeasternmost Hart County, north Barren County. And there is the forward movement on that. So Horse Cave, 1227, basically within the next minute or so. You know, at 1237, 1242 at Hardyville, Wickerville at 1253, and then Webbs that's getting out here into Greene County near Greensburg at 104 this afternoon. This whole area under the tornado warning. Again, it's no longer in effect for Edmonson County. You're in the clear. Warren County, you're also in the clear as far as tornado potential right now. This is heading now to our north and to our east. Ethan, what do you have?
So down at the Barren River Lake, this camera is really moving. That's that storm.
Oh, yeah.
It's not warned, mind you, but it's still producing very strong winds. That shelf cloud was impressive earlier. That's that elongated, Boing-looking cloud. That just passed the camera, and notice how fast that camera is shaking. Notice the water, too. It looks like it's choppy out of Barren River Lake with this storm, and you can see the visibility reducing to the bottom middle of your screen. That is where that rain is beginning to make its way there. But this storm, it looks kind of impressive at this point, moving through central Barren County. I'll go back to reflectivity. It looks like it could be producing some very, very heavy rainfall, making its way towards the Glasgow community. And there it is. There's even a little bit of a...
Yeah, watching here, both segment with this, just south of Beckton. Here's Red Cross in the western part of Barren County. This cell, again, not warned, but got to be on the lookout for this one around Glasgow, because this is heading to the east-northeast, and it's moving very, very quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new warning out here that might take in Glasgow. Don't have that at the moment, but there's got to be some strong wind. We are pretty certain of that on the leading edge of this storm cluster now over the western part of Barren County. Max Storm HD displaying here the tide banding of the colors. So around the Lucas community, that's getting down toward Barren River Lake. We were just showing you the webcam out of Narrows Marina. Strong gusty wind potential here on the east and southeastern side of this storm cluster, which is bowing out, and that is moving toward Glasgow. So Glasgow, you're next for catching some of the heaviest weather here. This is going to move right up 31E and into the city. With it, at the very least, you're going to be dealing with strong gusty winds and also some torrential downpours, rainfall rates in excess of 2 inches per hour with this cell heading toward Glasgow. This cell a part of a line of thunderstorms, pretty organized here. And while not all the cells within the line are severe necessarily, you've got what we call these Boing segments. This is one. You got the one with the tornado warning off to the north. There it is. And that's now moving toward Griderville as well as Highsville. And right in here, this is the area of concern with this tornado warning right now between Horse Cave and Griderville. And you can see the dark red there against the lighter red. Strong winds blowing right across 31E. Still concerned about rotation here, too. And that would be, I would suspect, very close to the Hart-Barren County line at this time. Moving off to the east-northeast. Zipping to the east-northeast at 70 miles an hour. So Hardyville at 1234. And then other communities, Center there at 1246, Wickerville 1247. That's getting out here into Greene County now. Webbs at 1258 this afternoon, all within the next half hour. Keep in mind, with rapid movement here, tornadoes, if they form, they're going to be likely rain-wrapped, hard to see. So please take these warnings seriously. Ethan?
So this is not for any kind of warning, but we do have power outages here in Warren County. Approximately over 6,500 power outages in the Warren County area. It's specifically a lot of customers for the Warren RECC. For people who have them, it's over 5,300 customers out. For the Bowling Green Municipal Utilities, it's over 1,300 customers out at this point. So as we were mentioning, it's not just a tornado threat here. It's the very, very strong winds with this. And that was from earlier storms that moved through Bowling Green earlier. And I will say behind us main line, it looks like we're seeing some cooler air. And along with that, some rain and still breezy winds. But it looks like the severe threat behind all of this is beginning to subside, which
I would agree,
is good news. So if you're in Muhlenberg County, Todd, Christian, Hopkins counties, you are dealing with some cooler air beginning to move into your region. But right now, we are focusing our attention on this tornado warning, again, in looks like a southeastern Hart, northern Barren, and northern Metcalfe, and even into western portions of Greene County.
Yeah, again, we're watching this area very carefully. We don't know of a tornado on the ground at the moment. This cluster of storms has had a history of producing it. Into the south, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. Well, I was just talking about that cluster of storms moving away from Barren River Lake, heading into Glasgow, and sure enough, we have a new warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible, I would presume.
Yes.
And this is going to take in the city of Glasgow and also a good chunk of northern and central Metcalfe County. It also includes the city of Edmonton. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Goes until what time, Ethan?
This is going to be until 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And I will say, to add to the tornado threat, this is one thing that we were talking about days prior to this happening, is that we're talking about very, very strong straight line winds. And this storm is going to be producing wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour. And we are getting, I'm not seeing any detailed reports at this time, but according to National Weather Service, there are damaged pictures from the Bowling Green area showing up on social media. So we are going to be keeping an eye on that and seeing where that was. Although we did mention earlier, the Cave Mill Road area here in Bowling Green had some snapped pine trees due to those straight line winds moving through Warren County when that tornado warning was under effect.
Okay, so we'll continue to take more reports over the next little while. Again, some power outages being reported around Bowling Green as well as Warren County as the storms roll through here. New tornado warning information. That tornado warning area trimmed to the north. We're panning back into southeast most Hart County. This is the northeastern tip of Barren County. So right in here, close to Griderville, close to Highsville, still some rotation involved with this storm. So tornado warning that extends out into Greene County that remains in effect until 12:45. So that also includes the Wickerville community. Please be in your tornado safe space right now. We don't know of one on the ground at the moment with this one, but still enough rotation for the Weather Service to hang on to this tornado warning. Horse Cave, you're now out of the tornado warning. That threat is past you. It's now to the east now. So you are free to get out of your tornado safe space there in Horse Cave. Mumfordville, this is also passing to your south and east. So Mumfordville, yes, you're getting some wind and rain in your area right now, but the tornado threat is to your south and to your east. It's now moving away from Griderville. It runs from about Highsville over to Center. If you live in Center in Metcalfe County, still need to be in your tornado safe space at this time. And then heading toward the Webbs community in central Greene County, there is that area. You can see a bow segment there. There still could be a rain-wrapped tornado involved with this storm. Crossing over 31E, camera up here to the northeast of Munfordville. Again, not in the tornado-warned area, but you're getting in on some heavy rain and gusty winds right now. That bow segment extends from near Cammer, past the Green River, all the way down toward near the Center community. I suspect in Center, winds are picking up for you out of this storm cluster. And then we got the one farther to the south that is affecting Glasgow right now. It has a severe thunderstorm warning with it. Glasgow, you're getting in on some heavy rain and gusty winds right now, and I'll be curious to see in a moment what the weather cam from downtown Glasgow looks like right now. But that particular cluster of storms is going to move right over US 68, bottom of your screen here. Here's the Louis Nunn Cumberland Parkway. That is going to cross over into Edmonton. Again, this is also moving very rapidly. These storms heading along to the east-northeast at 70 miles an hour. So that will put this cluster of storms in Glasgow with a severe thunderstorm warning with it in the Lecta community by 12:34, basically now. Slick Rock at 12:42, and then we're getting out here into Metcalfe County. You have Wisdom, you have Cork, and then Edmonton. Edmonton, estimated time of arrival for this cluster of storms affecting Glasgow right now would be 1:10 this afternoon. It's basically going to ride up US 68 and also the Louis Nunn Cumberland Parkway as it moves east-northeast at 70 miles an hour. We talked about rapid forward movement of the storms earlier. Whenever you get them going along at 70 miles an hour, there's going to be a rush of wind down toward the ground that will spread out and could cause some damage, down trees, down power lines, power outages, and possibly even some structural damage. Can't rule that out even with the straight line wind potential. And then we have the tornado potential still there, that tornado warning. Weather Service holding on to that until 12:45 this afternoon. Southeast corner of Hart County, northeast corner of Barren County still in on that, although it looks like the potential tornado would be working out of northeast Barren County, moving away from the Highsville area right now, heading into northern Metcalfe County around Center. There again is southeast Hart County. This will be moving away from LeGrand. This is going to cross over into Greene County. So if you live in Webbs, still have to be in a tornado safe space right now. You remain under the tornado warning for roughly another 9 minutes. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. So strongest part of that storm cluster now runs from Center up along the Greene-Hart County line. And then you have the second bow segment, which is looking pretty impressive right now, and I'm sure has strong wind with it, rolling right through Glasgow and moving through the eastern part of Barren County. Ethan, let's see about the webcam in Glasgow. Actually, we've got some damage reported here in Bowling Green as well.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we cannot show the Glasgow camera. It is currently down at this time.
Okay.
But we do have damage.
Okay, there you go. Wow. All right, that is along Cave Mill Road. We mentioned that earlier. That is Thornton Furniture. That is across from the Greenwood Mall. And that would be on the south side of Bowling Green. Considerable damage done there to a portion of that building.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we also have damage reports on Scottsville Road near the Kroger, Hobby Lobby, and Big Lots area, which is very close to this. Unfortunately, our camera does not get quite that close, but I can go ahead and try to take a look at that on our I-65 camera, see if we can try to go down the extent of it. That was when that very heavy rainfall was coming down, and also the very, very strong winds, and it's really hard to tell on this view, unfortunately. You can't really see much with it, but nonetheless, it's, if you don't mind, Shane, walking towards and kind of pointing where that would be at. It's right past where that Ford dealership is.
We're talking this way here.
Yeah.
So a little bit to the west of this camera angle, which is right up Scottsville Road. That's where the damage was. And again, that was right off Cave Mill Road at Thornton Furniture. That was submitted by our assignment editor, our own Kelly Dean. And yeah, there again is the damage. I'll get out of the way here to show it for you. That along Cave Mill Road, right across from Greenwood Mall. So significant damage there, structural damage. We know of trees down. We know of power outages also in and around the Bowling Green area as the storms came through here a short time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I'm looking at other potential damages. So it looks like this also has potential for injuries too near that Thornton Furniture community, or not community, but rather that location over on Cave Mill Road.
Yeah, we don't like to hear that.
Yeah. I'm looking at other emails we have so far. I'm not seeing any of the reports from the National Weather Service, but I'm going through our emails. We've got some viewers who have sent us some emails about different things. And so far, I am just seeing primarily Cave Mill Road near the Thornton Furniture area, as well as Scottsville Road near the Kroger, Big Lots, as well as the Hobby Lobby.
Okay, so that would all be in that area. You've got the shopping center of Kroger right behind where this is. This is, again, Thornton Furniture. That would be right on down the road there at Cave Mill Road. Significant damage we know of in this area, and we're working to get some more information. But we no doubt had some strong winds. Of course, we were on our live webcam earlier, Ethan, as you recall, when the line of storms was coming through Bowling Green. We saw sheets of rain blow over that interchange there across I-65 from Scottsville Road. So that was right downstream, basically, from where this damage occurred. And this is, again, on the south side of Bowling Green, Cave Mill Road, submitted by our own Kelly Dean. We do know of damage. We are still working on getting more information as far as potential for injuries with this one. But this was, again, on the south side of Bowling Green. You have right behind Thornton Furniture, the shopping center with Hobby Lobby, Kroger, apparent damage done in this vicinity, just off of Scottsville Road, which is, of course, a major artery here in Bowling Green. So we will continue to work on getting more info out of that. Right now, we're going to go back to Max Storm HD because we still have active warnings. Don't want to forget about the tornado warning up here. Still in effect for another 5 minutes for parts of Hart County, northeastern Barren County, although it looks like the strongest part of the storm is now moving out of those counties and into Greene County. Here's Webbs. Here's Center. This is in far northern Metcalfe County. You still have a few more minutes on that tornado warning, so still need to be in a tornado-safe space. In the Webbs community, very heavy rain now moving toward Greensburg, and then we're still watching this impressive-looking cluster of storms moving away from Glasgow, heading down US 6880. That's going to be moving into Edmonton in the next little bit. That has a severe thunderstorm warning with it, but don't let your guard down just because it's a severe thunderstorm warning, because in a lot of instances today, we've seen severe thunderstorm warnings upgraded to tornado warnings, especially when we get these quick rotation looks on the velocity scope. And that's what we're looking at here, inbound versus outbound wind. We're also looking for areas of lighter red versus darker red. We're seeing some of that now in eastern Barren County. This is moving away from Glasgow. You've got the Louis Nunn Cumberland Parkway, so these storms are going to follow that parkway toward the Edmonton area. So Edmonton, don't be venturing out right now if you live there. Need to stay put, stay away from windows. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. And strong gusty winds, it could be on the order of 60 miles an hour plus, are a possibility here in eastern Barren County right now in this dark red shaded area. And then to the north, again, we still have the tornado warning that's going to be coming down in just a few minutes. We'll see what the Weather Service out of Louisville decides to do with this one, if we get a new issuance or not. If we do, then that's going to go into a part of Greene County. Looks like we have an update on the severe thunderstorm warning now for Barren County. Glasgow has been dropped out of that particular warning, but it's still in effect for a portion of eastern Barren County along US 68 and also much of northern Metcalfe County. And that new severe thunderstorm warning will go until what time?
This will be until 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Tornado possible, winds at 70 miles per hour, and at the penny-sized tail. So,
okay.
So still pretty much the same messaging, very strong winds with this. And, again, the tornado possibility is there. It looks like if it is there, it's right along the Cumberland Parkway, right there between Barren and Metcalfe counties.
Yeah, it would be right in this vicinity. So you got Highway 70 to the north, 640 down here, which goes underneath the Louis-Cumberland Parkway, basically. So if we've got an area of concern, it would be here at the Barren-Metcalfe County line. We are no doubt looking at potential for strong gusty winds. It could be 60 miles an hour. Severe criteria starts at 58, but keep in mind, with saturated ground, we had heavy rain last night in a lot of cases. Even 40 to 50 mile an hour winds could take down some smaller trees in this instance. So this is heading toward Beachville. This is going to go a little bit north of Edmonton. Edmonton, you're not in this particular polygon for severe thunderstorm warning, but strong gusty winds are still possible there, especially just north of Edmonton along Highway 70, working your way out of Barren County and into the Sulphur Well area. If you live around Sulphur Well, please stay put right now. Do not venture out. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning for the cluster of thunderstorms now moving away from Glasgow, zipping along to the east-northeast at 70 miles an hour. Fast forward movement, and that's due to the fast winds we've got aloft today. Strong jet stream energy involved with this system. Not a great deal of instability, but just enough to aid these storms in their development here, and a very moisture-laden atmosphere with the dew points running in the 60s. So again, unusual for this time of year. There's a tornado warning. Again, we are waiting word to see what the Weather Service is going to do with that one. That's going to come down here shortly for that section of Hart, Barren, Metcalfe, and Greene counties. Here's a severe thunderstorm warning to the south. This cluster of cells looking more impressive at this point. Now moving out of Glasgow, following US 68 and also the Louis-Cumberland Parkway towards Sulphur Well, and then north of Edmonton. That would be an area of concern where we could see some wind damage here, as the winds could be on the order of around 60 miles an hour with that cluster of storms. So two we're watching here, one heading toward Greensburg right now, and then the other one that will be moving just north of Edmonton following the Louis-Cumberland Parkway. And here on velocity, it's kind of garbled here because we're getting a little bit farther away from the radar site, which is out of Fort Campbell, but this is a better view. This is coming now from Louisville. And area of concern here still there. Broad rotation, it's not real tight, but it's still discernible here just to the southwest of Greensburg. So we're awaiting word. Look, okay, that tornado warning just came down for Greene County and also neighboring sections of Hart, Barren, and Metcalfe counties. So that warning no longer in effect. We have a severe thunderstorm warning, and that would be the only game in town, I believe, as far as warnings for the immediate area right now. That would be for this one. This still looks very impressive, Ethan. This is south of Knoblich. You can see that area flashing there. There could even be some small hail. I know we've not talked about hail that much, and that's not going to be a big story today. The bigger story would be the damaging wind threat along with the isolated tornado threat, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting some hail out of this core here along Kentucky 640 north of the Wisdom community, and we're tracking it here. Storms moving east-northeast at 70, so that takes it into Beachville within the next minute or so. Little Barren at 1248. This is all in northern Metcalfe County we're looking at, north of Edmonton. Lyalltown at 1253, Mel at 1257, and then Keltner, that's getting out here into Adair County now at 1258.
Yeah, and so they are going to be issuing a severe thunderstorm warning in Greene County momentarily with a tornado possible tag to it.
And that would make sense given the look of that still. Again, it's Boing out there moving through Greensburg right now, crossing over 68. So I would suspect that warning is going to go into a portion of Taylor County. And there we have it. That is a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not a tornado warning, but still tornado possible with this one. And that extends through a good chunk of Greene County along US 68, heading toward Campbellsville, and then also the Green River Lake area, all the way out into northern Adair County, the northern tip of Adair County, in on that new severe thunderstorm warning. And you notice that warning extends even out of our coverage area into Casey County. So this cluster of thunderstorms being warned for now, the one that's moving through Greensburg. The heaviest weather, though, is going to cross out of Greene County, head toward Campbellsville. So Campbellsville, potential once again. We've already had reports of damage in Taylor County of straight line wind damage out of this one. Again, no tornado with it right now, but a severe thunderstorm warning there. And then we've got the other severe thunderstorm warning farther to the south. This cluster of storms now just to the northwest of Edmonton. Still looking quite impressive here on radar. Strong returns there, a little bit of lightning showing up. We have not had much lightning with the storms today, and that's because we don't really have a lot of instability to work with. But where there's lightning today, we know that there are some heavy rainfall pockets and also some strong area of wind. And that is now on the northern part of Metcalfe County. Between Center and Edmonton, there could be some potential for wind damage here. You got Sulphur Well in that vicinity, and that cell racing to the east-northeast also at 70 miles an hour. That's going to move into Adair County very soon. So you can see this is Metcalfe County. Here's Adair County. Here's Columbia. Columbia, we really haven't mentioned you to this point, but these storms are quite intense. There's a hail, and there is a small hail course, not a large one, but there could be hail on the order of perhaps to penny size out of these storms that are working out of Barren County now into Metcalfe County. I suspect that core is now into Metcalfe County as well. Yeah, more matching up here with reflectivity. There's a little bit of a delay there with the hail, but the bottom line is there could be some hail with this one on the order of penny size. Movement of this east-northeast at 70. So that's going to take it into Little Barren in the next couple of minutes. This is Metcalfe County here. Mel at 1257, Pickett at 103, Milltown at 110, and then Mount Gilead at 116. This is also over into Adair County. So we got two areas of concern for Adair County right now. One, the cell, now we're working through Greensburg, at least the Boing segment here that we've got in Greene County. That will move into southern Taylor County. We'll also cross into northern Adair County. It's going to move right over Green River Lake. So there's potential for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that one. Also potential for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with this Boing segment here within that whole main line of storms. Now moving through northern Metcalfe County, north of Edmonton. You can still see some lightning situated in that area. Very heavy returns. Some hail a possibility. It's not going to be large hail, but perhaps up to penny size, and torrential downpours. We're talking rainfall rates in excess of 2 inches per hour. So we'll be surprised if we get some word of at least some isolated damage reports out of this storm that's moved out of Barren County into Metcalfe County. Haven't had that yet, but there's potential for it. Same goes for the action that we've got up here in the Greensburg area right now. If there's any good news at the moment, we don't have a tornado warning, but I'm still concerned about what I'm seeing there around Greensburg right now. We do have some gate-to-gate shear showing up here on velocity mode just to the south and southeast of Greensburg. So got to keep an eye on this area. At the very least, there's straight line wind damage potential out of this in Greene County that will cross very quickly over to Taylor County heading toward Green River Lake. So I'm still suspect about this area right now. There is no tornado warning for it, but got to keep a close eye on that one. And then down here, not as much concerned about rotation based on what I'm seeing here in the northern part of Metcalfe County, but you can see some bright green here with that lightning showing up. Strong straight line winds that could be up to 60 miles an hour, the kind that could take down trees and power lines. Now moving through northern Metcalfe County, north of Edmonton, and heading toward the Mel community, which is right where Greene, Adair, and Metcalfe counties meet, right there near the center of your screen. So those are the areas we're watching right now. Again, just south and east of Greensburg, some indication of gate-to-gate shear, so I'm sure the Weather Service is keeping a close eye on that one right now. No indication of a tornado that would be on the ground with this right now, but this is the one that came through Bowling Green, that same storm cluster that caused the damage here in Bowling Green a short time ago. We noted that on the Cave Mill Road vicinity, out by Thornton Furniture, and also in the shopping centers there off of Scottsville Road. Some structural damage there. Again, we're working to get some more information on that as we speak. Also structural damage in Logan County from an apparent tornado that happened earlier today. So these storms have certainly left their calling card here, and that damage potential is now working out into southern Greene County near Greensburg, heading toward Highway 55, pretty heavily traveled road there between Campbellsville and Columbia. Need to stay put if you're in this area right now. And keep in mind, even though you've got a severe thunderstorm warning as opposed to a tornado warning, you still need to take that warning seriously because of the kind of environment we're in today where we could have these brief rain-wrapped tornado spin-ups. That is the concern, along with the straight-line wind damage potential as we move into the early part of the afternoon, especially now for those of you in the eastern part of the area. For Bowling Green and points to the west, things are looking better at this point. We've got cooler air beginning to rush in here, which is hopefully going to stabilize the atmosphere. We were questioning the timing of this event all the way into last night, and then we had the storms arrive in our western counties around 10 to 10:30 this morning, and they're already working their way to the east. So that may be, in a way, a good news potential for later on as far as keeping storm severity down with the arrival of the cold front itself tonight. But nonetheless, we got that tornado watch still in effect for the area all the way into this evening. So there is reflectivity. Again, Campbellsville now dealing with heavy thunderstorms once again. And then we've got, well, looks to be a new severe thunderstorm warning, Ethan.
Yes, that is correct. This is, again, a tornado possible with this severe thunderstorm warning. Thunderstorm damage threat is considerable with 60-mile-per-hour winds. Radar indicated we could be having hail with this golf ball sized.
That's larger than we've heard so far.
Yeah, well, actually, earlier this morning, heading into the wee early morning hours, we had ping pong ball sized hail earlier in Adair County. So this is another spot that had hail earlier, going to have hail again. This again is golf ball sized hail, according to the National Weather Service, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado possible for Adair, Greene, and Metcalfe counties until 1:15. So again, this is a very fast-moving cell, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get this timeline out here for you. That way you know when to expect these storms. So it looks like at 12:54, we've got Pickett. You'll be under the gun with this severe thunderstorm with a potential rotation with that. Also towards Mount Gilead at 107, Cane Valley at 113, 116 in Columbia, and at 127 we have Purdy under this threat for this severe thunderstorm warning with the potential for a quick spin-up tornado. Although it's not a tornado warning, it's a severe thunderstorm warning. However, we're treating both the same today because of the fact that we are dealing with quick spin-up tornadoes within some of these. And we've had reports of damage. We've had confirmation of tornado in Logan County. We had wind damage in Hopkinsville. We had wind damage here in Bowling Green. And that's why we're staying on here constantly, despite the fact we do not have any tornado warnings right now. It's because we've had confirmed reports of damage with these cells as they're making their way off towards Metcalfe, Adair, also into Greene and Taylor counties. And I'll go ahead and close this out really quick. Let's go ahead and take a look now at both of these warnings side by side. This is a look at Taylor County, Campbellsville. You're dealing with this severe thunderstorm warning right now. Let's look at velocity scans. This tells us where there could be some potential rotation within these storms, and this one not doing it justice. Let's go ahead and switch this over to the Louisville radar. It's a little bit closer, and there's a lot of green and a lot of red close together, but notice it's in a straight line. And this is the one thing we've been hammering all morning. Last night, even in our forecast, we're discussing that these storms, very, very strong winds along them. The primary threats we have with these storms is the heavy rainfall and the strong wind gusts. But when it comes to the tornado threat, it's quick spin-ups possible with these cells. So Campbellsville over towards the Rameen community into southern Taylor County. And then in Columbia, also dealing with this severe thunderstorm warning. Pickett also under the severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado. And this, again, is in effect until 1:15. Very fast-moving storms. And I'm going to go ahead and switch this over now back to what we call reflectivity. This is what you typically see day-to-day on WBKO News. This tells us where rain is. And notice the orange and red. This is for very, very heavy rainfall as well as wind gusts excessing 60 miles an hour. Could be dealing with some very heavy hail for off towards the Mel area, Tri-County area of Metcalfe, Adair, and Greene counties. And this is moving again to the north and east very, very fast at 60 miles per hour. And I'm looking at other issues from the National Weather Service. It looks like we're dealing with some other strong thunderstorms just to the south of this. They're not warned, but they are very strong thunderstorms. I want to read the wording to this real quick. 50-mile-per-hour winds and pea-sized hail. This is going to be just to our south of these warnings. This is down in Cumberland, Monroe, also to southern Metcalfe County, southern Barren County, even into Allen County. We got more of these cells moving through. And notice just how much red and orange is on the radar. We are noticing very heavy rainfall with these storms, along with these very, very strong winds moving through South